think today possibly it might. We'll see how it acts around green to red. We'll see if it can break $10. See if it break yesterday's highs. If it cannot break those highs, we might look. I might look to short it. TRIL, other big watch. If I would have seen this move in the pre-market, if I would have been sleeping, fuck, I would have probably shorted that spike, and I'd be covering some right now. But we'll probably still get another opportunity to short. If you look left on the daily chart on this one, it's getting pretty overextended. Today may be a red day. Maybe. We'll see how it holds this red to green. See how it holds this 289 area. See how it holds $3 and green to red. See how it holds $2 and green to red, because it might hold this area, consolidate, and then ramp up and have another big squeeze day. If you look at yesterday, I mean, yesterday the volume was insane, over 50 million yesterday. So, and then the next leg up on the daily chart, it's got room to go to 5, maybe even 6. Who knows? So the higher the better. So the better, the higher it goes, the better short it's going to become. I'm probably not looking to buy it. I don't know. Maybe if it can hold this $3 level and consolidate, I might actually buy it. We'll see. It's got a ton of support here at 3, in the high 2s, and in the low 3s, got a lot of support. So we'll see. Oh, my coffee's ready. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got 5 minutes. Let's look at some of the other top percent gainers just to kind of get familiar with them real fast. So CPH. So there's gapping up this morning. Not really holding its gains, gapping up. Doesn't look that interesting to me. I'm sure if Henry was here, he would find it interesting. Oh, gap up from 350 to 550. Now this one's a little more interesting to me. Right now, SRNE, it's up 52% on the day. This one was running not too long ago, actually. This one has news, so let's look at the news real quick. The news says, if I remember correctly, this one has a pretty big float. Shares rise on private equity proposal. Soared 40% in pre-market on Friday on heavy volume after the company said it received an offer from an unnamed private equity firm on Thursday. The proposal is for an acquisition of majority of Sorrento's shares up to $7 per share. Sorrento said its board currently reviewing the proposal. Wow, that sounds very, very sketchy. They don't even want to name who. This is super sketchy. The float is 3 million in SRNE, and here's the daily. Big move up, consolidated, and now it is spiking. So we're going to put this one on a side chart. So we'll see how it holds these levels. I honestly think it's going to dump at the open, but I think everything's going to dump at the open. So we'll see how it holds 5. It might just spike right out of the gate. Who knows? SAVA. This is one that's been on our watch list for a couple of weeks now. It is gapping up. So we'll look at the daily chart. It spiked up. Caught some of that front side of the move. Definitely caught the short. Caught this bounce right here a couple days ago. Now it's been consolidating. And it's gapping up. And it looks like they have news. 3 minutes till the open. Let's look at their news real quick. All right. Oh, they got a analyst upgrade. Stock price raised to $12 from $3. Congratulations. That looks pretty. Dude, most of these press releases and the news they put out are just bullshit. So that is getting. It's got a lot of resistance right here at 9. Tons of resistance, but we'll put this up on a side chart. I like trading Sava. I'm familiar with it. I kind of know how. I got a feel for how it trades because I've traded it so much. So we'll see how that one goes, but it looks like it's losing its gains right now. But right now, top of the watch list for me is TRIL. Look, it is starting to spike now into the open. We are 2 minutes away from the open. So plan for this one. Plan for this one would be, for me, is probably short into a spike somewhere in the 350s, 360s. And then use pre-market highs as my risk. Definitely, because if it gets over these 350, it gets over these pre-market highs, this thing can still really, really good. It's up a ton right now. It's up a lot. I probably shouldn't even short into a spike here in the 350s and 360s. I probably should wait for it to put in a high, then put in a lower high, and maybe attack there. So, but this company is garbage, and the volume was just so extreme yesterday. I just don't see how it's going to be able to sustain that kind of volume today. That's why I think shorting into this area in the 350s is a good plan. Now, I could be wrong. That's why you just don't get stubborn with the trade. Okay, that's when you get stubborn, you don't want to admit that you're wrong. That's whenever shit fucks up. Looks like the market is open, and we are getting a spike, little one. So we got the 20s, 30s. I've got my short ready to go. I'm going to take a small starter short right there at 330. Just a small piece. Nothing crazy. SAVA failing. SRNE failing. Okay, TRIL failing. AGTC. We forgot about that one. AGTC. AGTC. Not doing anything right now. All right, I got another piece short at 318. So I got some at 328 and at 318 on TRIL. Now, we have to watch how this holds. We gotta watch how it holds this red to green, because if it comes down here and it just consolidates and holds over this green to red, then it could get nasty for us. I mean, so we have to be willing to cover down here, and that's 30 cents. You know, it's not that's a good trade right there. All right, let's see here. So far so good. We got 2,000 shares short. I really wanted like 3,000 to 5,000 shares short, but I'm cool with 2,000 also. So it is. Right now it's holding 3. So this is my only trade right now. I'll probably use 320. Well, 330, maybe 320. We'll see how it acts in this 320 to 330 range, because it looks like it's about to put in a bounce. And if it holds that if it's coming back and holding those levels, and it looks like it's going to squeeze higher than 330, then I'll get out. AGTC giving it up, down to 835. I'm gonna get my cover order ready. 304. All right. Okay, I got an order to cover some. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I think I'm going to cover some right there in the low threes. Cover some here at, wanted 3, but I missed it. 303, 304, 302. Is it going to bust through 3? And there it goes. See if I can get 290. Come on. Give me 290. $298, $299. Okay, I covered some at $299. So covered some at $299. And we'll cover some more right now. Covered another piece at 302. All right, so now we're putting in a bounce. A little bit of a bounce. So I'm expecting it to bounce. I might try to reshort again up here near 330. We'll see how the price action is king. We'll see how it responds. I'm going to get my cover order ready. Limit. Okay, got my order ready. My order to cover, if it starts squeezing on me and it starts getting past that 230 area, I'm got my order ready to cover. It's coming back. That's why I took profits down there at 3. I knew 3 was going to have a lot of support. 318. And whenever I covered the first shares, I covered the shares that there it comes, 323. So the shares I covered in E-Trade, you can select a lot. You can select which shares you want to cover. Because I shorted in 2 different areas. I shorted at 318 and 328. Okay, now let's see if it gets through high a day here. Because if it gets through high a day, I'm going to cover and reshort higher. 330, 331. All right, so I'm going to have to cover. keep going. May hang on to these three. Rejected. I may want to average up closer to the 350s. Just hang on and watch it for a minute. It's breaking high a day. It should use this as this pre-market should get a lot of resistance right there. I've already got a little bit of a cushion because I took some profits, and probably going to try to short some more right there. It's getting, there goes 340s. I'd love to see get some at 350. 342. All right, 346. Got some at 346. Now 366, the pre-market high is giving me my absolute pain tolerance, where you get the fuck out. You accept the loss and move on. There's the 350s. That was a perfect dip buy right there off of 3. So if I was a long bias trader, I would be, that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dip buy. There's 360s. It's going to get through the pre-market highs. And getting rejected a little bit there. Okay. Making me a little nervous right now. All right, covering. Gotta cover. We can always short it higher. 370s. Oh, just when I was about to click the button, it gets rejected. 375. 368. All right, this thing. Come on. Get my cover. All right, covered. Covered at 373. We'll see how it acts right here. Because it could just keep going and going and going. We don't know. So we'll just watch it and we'll wait. So basically I lost what I made, and then a little bit. So I'm down a little bit on the day. Down 173 bucks, which isn't life-changing, or it can easily be made back. We'll just wait and see if it puts in a top here. Let it pull back, put in a higher low, and then we'll try to reshort the higher low. Because right now it looks like it's going to go to 4. And there it's going to 4. It's looking pretty toppy up here. I mean, yesterday when this thing was trading, here, let me, yesterday's price action. When this thing was going yesterday into this squeeze right here, oh man, this thing was just relentless. Just wouldn't quit. Would not quit. So we're just going to watch it for right now and let it put in a higher low. I should have covered all my shares down here at 3 because I knew this thing was going to bounce. I mean, look at this support zone right above the green to red. Look at that support. All this support all day long, putting in higher lows. So it started, it dipped down here close to 250, and then it just higher lows, higher lows. Dip down, touch VWAP, just touch VWAP, and then higher lows, higher lows. You know? Trend is still intact. Okay, it's starting to look heavy up here. A lot of sellers coming in. There's a pullback. All right, nope. Looking pretty heavy up here. Might take a starter short right here. Try to get some at 370. Missed it. Did not get it. Pulling back. So now we're going to watch it for a higher low. Around the 370. I got an order in at 368 right now. I tried to get it at 370. I missed. Got an order at 368. We'll see if it bounces and put in a higher low. So it's going to pull back here to VWAP. So let it pull back to VWAP. It's 349, 347. Now it's bouncing off VWAP. Now I'm going to look to catch a piece of it somewhere here in the 360s and 370s. So I got an order in at 368. We'll see, and we'll use, probably 4 would be my absolute risk. But, this thing could bounce off VWAP, come around, and then cruise back up. Let's see here. There we go. Getting a little bit of a bounce. Little bounce. Come on. Should come back. I don't want to get in too early. Failing. Should give me a bounce right in here somewhere. Nope. More failure. Touching VWAP. So now I'm just I don't want to chase this weakness. So I'm just looking for a clean spot to get into. I want to get into a pop. Man, really giving it up now. So this is pretty bearish that it's given up so much right now. Dipping below VWAP. Pretty significant pullback. It's up so much. Come on, bounce for me. Makes me wish I would have piled into that. I did try to get some at 370, but it makes me wish I would have really went hard in the 370s. But if you rewind it, if you look at it, it will get a bounce. We will get a bounce, an opportunity to short into. If you look at it right there, I said that it kind of, when it started putting in these long topping tails, it was looking heavy, but still the trend is intact. If you watch yesterday's price action, you would see that and you would think that, and then it would just the next one, the volume would just surge in and it would just squeeze higher and higher. It was unreal yesterday. If Henry would have been here yesterday, he would have been buying into that strength all fucking day long. I just couldn't do it. After it started squeezing higher, I was just like, all right, it'll probably get rejected by 225, and then it just kept going. I was like, all right, it'll get rejected by 250, and then it just kept going. I mean, there was no end in sight. And then I was like, all right, it'll get rejected by 3. No, just relentless. I mean, yesterday's volume is not anything. Today's volume is significant. It is significant, but it's not like the move is not significant like it was yesterday. Lots of sellers today, a lot more sellers. All right, I'm tempted to take some here at 350, but I have to. One of my biggest flaws is patience with my entries. So I'm always early, and if I know anything, I know that we should get a higher low, probably in the 360s, to short into. It's going to really piss me off if this view app doesn't hold and it just starts failing. So really, really, really want the higher low to short into. Because if I were to short it down here, I really don't want to risk 40 cents a share. You know? That's too much. I want to get closer to high a day. I want to get my short closer to high a day. So, because this thing is still capable of squeezing higher. Because I'm not the only fucking short that thinks this thing's garbage and thinks it's going to fail. There's a lot of people out there thinking that this thing is going to fail and that it's going to get the shit kicked out of it. Come on, bounce for me. Don't make me take this shitty ass entry. So yesterday, I made, oh God. I mean, by the time the market opened in the pre-market, I had made probably close to I'd made like $800 or $900 by the time the bell opened in the pre-market. And then when the market opened pretty fast, I made by 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm talking about in Central Standard Time. I had made $2,000 by 9 a.m. Oh man, you son of a bitch. You're giving it up at 350? No bounce? Motherfucker. Fucking asshole. Well, so now I have to wait. I didn't want to take it at 350. I wanted more of a bounce. It's like I'm trying to practice patience, and the market's not rewarding it. The market's being like, oh, here's the one time that you decided. Here's the one time you decide to be patient and wait to get in, and it takes a dump. It'll give me a bounce, though, here soon. At least I pray to God it will. Anyways, I'm just kidding about the market. The market doesn't give a shit about me or my feelings. Okay, it's nothing personal. CPAH. Fucking running. I'm going to pull that up. CPAH. Wow. From $1.40 to $2. Pull it up real quick. CPAH. Woo! Look at that. Gapped up this morning and took off. We're going to keep that one on a side chart. This one is the big squeezer of the day, it looks like. History of failed spikes. Look at that. Spike, fail. Spike, fail. Makes me want to short into it right now. $2. Not going to. It's got a history of failed spikes, though. It's up. I'm going to put this on the watch list. CPAH. We'll get TRIL on a side chart. Wait for a bounce. We should get a bounce here sooner or later to short into. On TRIL. Look at that squeeze. Nice. CPAH up 130% on the day right now. I really want to short into this. And there are no shares to short. You're dead to me because I'm not buying you right now. Alright, so we will pull CPAH up on another chart. Watch it. It might give us an opportunity to buy later, but I don't have a lot of faith in it because if you look left on the daily chart, this thing has done nothing but get the fucking shit kicked out of it. Look, you gotta look. I mean, if I could short it probably into this spike right here, closer to 250, I probably would short it. So there's the daily chart. I mean, volume is great. Volume's fantastic, but every single time, this thing just gets crushed. Look at that long-term chart. Bag holders everywhere. Morning, Omar. TRIL seems to be heavy sellers. This is a good time to short or wait for it to increase the drop. It's a great question, Alec Miller. After hours, you already did. Sorry. What's good, pimp? Jamie, what's up, brother? Got a late start to my day today. Me too. Thoughts on SRNE? Right now, SRNE is not holding up at all. It is kind of putting in some support. Yeah, so this put in a low. We'll see. It could consolidate here and then take off. I got it up on a side chart, so I'm keeping one eye on it. And okay, here TRIL giving us opportunity. There it is. Now here's the opportunity we want right here. Now here's our short opportunity. It looks like. Boom. I got some at 360. Boom. There we go. I knew it would give us. The patience paid off, motherfuckers. Do I want to get some more? I do want some more. And we're going to got some more right there at, okay, got some at 360. Let's see here. 360. Got some at 360 and at 368. All right. So now we're in business. This is the pop that I was looking. This is why I didn't want to chase that weakness. You know this thing's going to put in a bounce. There we go. I'm just impatient as fuck. I'm so impatient. So yesterday, let me continue on yesterday with my story about what happened to me with this stock. So by 9 a.m. yesterday, I've got 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Mountain time, or Central time. I've got $2,000 of profits. My day's done. And I'm still in another trade. I'm still in the AGTC, taking the last of my profits. And then TRIL pops up. TRIL pops up yesterday. Here, let's just rewind the price action. And I'll show you, this is my biggest losses have come to what I'm about to tell you. Yesterday on TRIL. So TRIL is already up multiple days. Now, if I was using my brain, this is a give me buy setup. Give me buy. Okay, so yesterday TRIL pops up. It gaps up. It spikes, a morning spike. It pulls back. It hits 180, right? It pulls back. It sets in the higher low. This is a perfect setup for a buy. When it pulls back, it dips below VWAP just the way it did just now. And it starts consolidating and hugging this VWAP. Hugging, putting in the higher lows, right? It squeezes up to 2. Now, if you look at the daily chart, it's a breakout. It squeezes up to 2. I was thinking 2 was going to act as resistance, I was massively wrong. So what do? I pile in some here at 2, thinking that 2 is going to reject. I'm trying to predict the top, which is not a good idea. If you look at the daily chart, it's a breakout on the daily. It's a breakout over 170. But I didn't think, if you look at all these candles, it hasn't had much range. So since it hadn't had that much range, I thought it would get rejected at 2, and it would just put in a little, maybe 220 or something, and then just roll back over. Oh, no siree. The volume fucking came in like no tomorrow, and my fucking little ass got squeezed. I got squeezed. So this is what I did. My old habits were always just continue adding and adding and adding into the short. But the thing about short selling is, and this is what makes it dangerous, is the amount of money you can lose is infinite. Because nobody says the stock has to come down. When you're long biased, the most money you can lose is just the amount of money that you invested. $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, because it can only go to 0. But with shorting, you can lose several times what you invested. And the biggest losses that I've had in the past were from shorting into these ridiculous spikes and getting stubborn with the trade. Well, you can see when 2 got rejected, I was like, okay, I'm good, right? So it puts in this right here. I add some more at 2 again. Mistake. So I add more at 2. What happens? It holds. It squeezes. I'm like, okay, one more time. I'm going to add one more time. 225 will reject it. This is the biggest candle that it's had in all of its fucking shitty history. Volume. I should have noticed when this volume bar came in, I was like, all right, there's no way the volume's going to get higher than that. Look at that. Volumes came in, starts consolidating. Look at that, all the way to 250. Boom, volume just increases more and more. Then when it hits 250, I'm down. I've basically given back everything that I made on the day. After I broke 250, I fucking said, fuck it. I'm not going to be stubborn with this thing. I'm just going to get rid of it. Because I piled in huge here at 250. I took a lot of size here at 250, and I'm like, all right, this is not the top. I'm going to get out. It broke 250. I got out. I took the loss. I gave back $2,000. I ended up losing on the day yesterday. I lost like $158, I think. So I gave back all $2,000 plus whatever. So I watched it all day long, pissed off. I started to think that 3 was the top here. I started to think 3 was the top here again, right? So what do? I short. Boom, right there at 3. Looks like higher low. It's up a fucking butt ton. But you know what? Today's day 1 of the breakout. So that's in the back of my head. Day 1 of the breakout. This thing could not be done yet. Look at that. Boom. All the way to the 350s. The only thing that I did right in this is that I kept a super tight spot because I think I got it at like 298. I put a stop loss in where it automatically takes me out. I didn't do it manually because I knew that if it just broke through 3 and I had to do it manually, I would just get that deer in the headlights and then not pull the trigger and not cover and want to add. So it immediately took me out, so I didn't lose hardly anything. And then after that, I just didn't trade it. I did watch it the rest of the day. I mean, you could have probably shorted up here somewhere. And then I half-assed you know, I thought about taking a short into the close, but I knew that this thing could have a day two, and it has had a day two. Look at it. It's had a day two. So now the chart is really setting up. It can have a day three. It can still go. If you look at the daily chart, it looks ridiculous, right? Compared, this thing came from 25 cents. So you're thinking, how much can it keep going? You can't ever think to yourself, it can't keep going. Because I've thought that to myself so many times. And when I first started trading, it took me like a year and a half to get out of PDT and grow my account. And I got out and I had, you know, and I consolidated, because at first I had 3 different brokers, because I wanted to have, because you only get 3 intraday trades, right? If you're under PDT. So I had Interactive Brokers, I had E-Trade, I had TD Ameritrade. So now I have 9-day trades a week. After I got out of PDT, I consolidated all my money, put all my money in one, and then it's like I had never had so much freedom, and I was just fucking clicking buttons. I was just clicking buttons like a crazy motherfucker, just shorting anything and everything that was moving. And before I know it, I'm back it took a massive loss, and I'm back in PDT. Fucking, and I only had $8,000 left. Took a huge, massive loss. So then I had to climb my way out of the hole again. Oh, it's painful. Anyway, so got out. And then ever since I've gotten out the second time, I've had much better discipline, and I've traded much safer. Yesterday, it was really, really, really super painful to cover that in the 250s. But after it's done with, you'll notice when you cut a bad trade, even though it sucks, it's a feeling of relief. Because then you can reset and restart. I had to remind myself that even though I was giving back my $2,000 that I had made that morning, I made $1,700 on Monday. I made $1,000 on Tuesday. I made another $1,700 on Wednesday. So even though I'm giving back the $2,000 that I had made that morning, I can turn around and short this thing later when it sets up better. Now when I'm not just hold and hope and just get my dick squeezed all to hell. Jamie says, LOL, you were so running a charity yesterday, giving away money. Yeah, I was running a charity yesterday. All right, so I think right now 375 is going to be my risk, because this thing is holding 350. It's holding 350. I'd love to see this thing bust through down here. We'll see though. I was running a charity yesterday. TTMP. Yes, I saw that one a lot in chat yesterday. I was so focused on, I didn't really look at it because I was so focused on TRIL. Oh, okay. You were long, Jamie? I'm assuming you were long on it. Let's see here. I'm going to get my cover order ready just in case it squeezes me out. Should have done that actually minutes ago instead of running my mouth, but it's okay. All right. Give me a quick sec. And there we go. Now we're getting some panic down. I think I'm probably going to cover down here. I'm going to cover some into that wash. Oh, it's holding up, holding up. I mean, if it gets under 325, who knows? But right now, this short is working out so nice. So right now, it feels so good that I cut that trade yesterday. Because if I was still in, I'd be fucking short from, you know, from the low twos. You know what I mean? I'd just be thinking about this fucking thing. I'd be trying to average up. Oh, it feels good that I cut the trade. It's a good lesson. I mean, it's stupid as fuck. Nice red candle on TRIL. I agree. Look at it. Fucking go to hell, you fucking piece of shit. So I know sometimes I'm sorry about the potty mouth, especially if you have kids. But wow, yes. Give it up. Give it up. I'd love to see 3. Make 60 cents a share on this thing. Come on. Come to daddy. Come to daddy. I probably should be covering right now. Could put in a double bottom right here. In fact, I think I am going to cover some. Ooh, look at that. All right, I got to cover some. I got to take some profits. Cover. Come on. Got a partial fill. Boom. Out. I got. Yes. Nice. I listened to the live stream from the other day, and I noticed that when I get excited and I start screaming, that it comes through real loud on the mic. So I did some research and I did a little adjusting. So hopefully when I get excited and I yell, it doesn't hurt your ears, because it hurt mine listening to me get excited. So I'm going to get ready to cover some more. All right. Back in the money. So the patience paid off. That was nice. Waited for that bounce. I mean, my best entry was up here when it started getting heavy. But then I got a couple of nice entries right up in here in the 360s. So cannot complain about that. I might actually short more at 350 right here. We'll see. See if it bounces up to VWAP. I might add back in some more there. I'm not entirely 100% sure yet. We'll see how it acts. In fact, I'll put in an order. Put an order at 349. Let's go 346. Come on. Give me a little pop. Pop up to VWAP. I don't want to get it down here at 342. I want a better average than that. Come on. Don't make me chase you. Oh, come on, man. All right, I moved it down. Took it at 342. Wanted like 349, but it just looking super heavy. It's barely touching VWAP, and then it's rolling back over. So now we're setting in a lower low, but higher low here. And then now it put in a bottom here, and then it's set in a little bit lower low there. Love to see this thing come down here and test 3 or red to green. Love to see that. That'd be great. Ideal. And if there were shares to short, CPAH, I'd probably short this bounce right here. Risk high a day, 250. I just don't have a lot of faith in this thing because looking at the daily chart just looks so bad. I mean, it fails every time. AGTC, it's consolidated, hanging around, man. This thing is trading in a channel right now between the low 9s and the low 8s. So it's kind of trading in a channel going sideways. This thing could set up for another squeeze later on. SAVA, our friend, also just going sideways, so no trade there for me. We just talked about AGTC. TRIL, back to TRIL. So now we're going to see how these 320s hold. See if it continues to put in lower lows on the day. If it starts going sideways and starts putting in higher lows, and it looks like it's consolidating over 325 and holding up, then I'll probably get out. I am not, if this thing goes sideways and it consolidates and it holds all day long, then it could set up for another push towards 455. I just don't want to get stubborn with it. But if it keeps putting in the lower lows like it is right now, I mean, we might be in business for a home run, short, which would be awesome. But even if it consolidates and it holds and it keeps squeezing, the higher the better. The higher it goes, the better short it's going to be. Gene hitting high day scanner. This thing is weird. I'm not touching it. SRNE, more failure out of SRNE. So if you guys were looking at that one, man, if you don't get excited when you make a solid trade, then you shouldn't be trading. No shit, huh? I mean, it's fun making a fucking, $1,000 in 20 minutes. Or however much you're making, I remember when I was getting excited over making $200 a trade. Yeah, SRNE is... I kind of had a feeling this was going to be a good short. That news just looked really, really bad. Yeah, but it's not really giving it up hardcore. I mean, it's just kind of inching its way down. Lower low, lower low, lower low. Let's see if it puts in another lower low. Yeah, you got to be enthusiastic. I mean, and nothing says this thing has to just completely go down. If you look at FCell, FCell is annoying as fuck. FCell is a piece of shit company. FCell's similar, real similar to TRIL. I mean, look at this. This thing came from 22 cents. Came up, broke out. Got rejected by 1, pulled back, consolidated over 50, and then boom, huge squeeze up to 3. Pulled back. Now look at it. Now it's hanging around here over $2. Doesn't want to. I was hoping. I was shorting right here in the 230s. Yesterday I shorted into a gap up close to 250, and then when it wouldn't, I was hoping this thing would come down and break 2 and give it up, but it just hangs out over $2. See, yesterday I made money on this thing because I woke up in the pre-market. There we go. There's the pre-market. So yesterday, here's the pre-market. I seen it up here in the 240s, close to 250. I shorted right there. It had a squeeze in the afternoon, and then it gapped up. So I shorted right there. I knew that was tons of resistance in that range from previous days. And then right at the open, it flushes. But when it couldn't go red on the day yesterday into this, and it kind of bounced off of that, I just covered. I covered, took my profits. I made my, 20 cents a share or whatever, 25 cents a share, and moved on with my day. That was a good trade. But now it's still holding over too, though. So TRIL is kind of the same thing where, it was just like it was up, 20 cents. It was trading at 20 cents, not too long ago, a few weeks ago. And now it's at 350. So, this thing could chop around and hang out over 3. God knows how long. We don't know. What we're hoping for, though, is for it to, I would love for it to close down here in the low 3s. And if it closes down here in the low 3s, see this topping tail, that tells, so basically you'll have the body of the candle down here. And it'll put in a long topping tail. And on the daily chart, that looks very bearish because it means the sellers pushed it down. You got that long topping tail. And so that says that it could potentially be setting up for a red day on Monday to flush down maybe closer to 250, closer to 2. And then maybe, ideally, in a perfect world, we get it closing somewhere down by 3. It closes down by 3. Monday, we get a panic down to the low 2s. And then we dip by it over the breakout level on the daily chart, maybe at around $2 somewhere. We buy it somewhere around there. We buy it for a bounce, just like with CLVS, just like with SAVA, same exact shit. And we sell into a push towards 3. That would ideally, if you look at the other, let's look at some of the others on the daily. Look at that. There you go. Big squeeze, right? Big volume, blow off top volume. Puts in this doji right here. Sells off. Bounce. And then now it's got the low volume sell off. This one right here, remember I said I made money on it yesterday? Day before yesterday, I saw it spiking into the close. I shorted into that close, covered into this wash the next day. And you're like, how did I know to short into that spike? Well, that's a big move, and you're moving into all this resistance. So it's probably going to have some sellers. Uh-oh. Look at that. We are testing 327. Same thing with SAVA. Okay, I got to get ready to cover some more. Big squeeze. Look, check it out. Big squeeze. Volume. Big blow off top volume. Okay? Gaps down. It gaps down. Overextended gap down setup. Puts in a couple of red days. Bounce. And now it's just hanging out. Saba. So that's what we're looking for with TRIL. Now we're in the 319s. I got to cover some down here. Let's see what we got here. Yes, definitely going to cover some into this weakness. All right. What the heck? How am I not getting a cover? Okay. Oh no, I don't want to sell short. That's why. Bear with me. just trying to select specific lots that I want to cover. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. I got a cover at 320. Covered some at 320. Probably should cover some more too. See here. So yeah, covered some at 320. I think I am going to cover a little bit more. It's bouncing right now. I'm going to get an order ready. It's putting in lower lows, lower lows. So yeah, I'm going to try to cover some more down in the low threes. I'd love to cover some down at like 310, 305. This thing's probably going to have a bounce here soon where it's going to come back and then maybe. So let's see here. Back to cover. Let's see here. All right. So I've got another order in to cover some more. So hopefully we can see 310. Other than that, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything else that looks too interesting. SRNE's finding some support at 450. Starting to bounce a little bit. And that CPAH, well, I was talking about shorting right there at 250 into that bounce would be working out really nice right now if there were shares to short. No shares. Remember just a few minutes ago we were talking about that bounce right there up to 250. It's like, okay, I'd short this bounce. Well, right now I'd be covering some. Would have made 25 cents a share right there. I'd be covering half, at least half right now. AGTC probably still trading in a channel. So right now that's a no play. Because, I mean, you don't know whether it's going to go up and break out or if it's going to just fail and die. I don't really think it's going to die yet, though. Because it could consolidate for 1 or 2 days and then maybe re-break out. So hopefully it holds up and hopefully it squeezes higher. The higher the better. There's lots of shares to short on that one. It's easy to borrow at E-Trade. So that's good. Man, CPAH. I'm sad I didn't get this short. God. It was just an easy gimme one. Easy gimme short. I mean, when you look at that daily chart, I mean, I've said it like 5 times now. You look at that daily chart and it's just every single spike. Spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail. Everyone just fucking just gets the shit kicked out of it. Then it has this giant move from $1 to 250, up over 100%. I mean, you know traders are going to be looking at that daily chart being like, okay, this thing is not most likely going to be a multi-day runner. Unless they have some earth-shattering news, something, a real fucking catalyst come out. I don't even see any news on it. So, yeah, there's not even any news on it. So fuck this piece of shit. So right now we'll just hold out for this one. And the plan, in a perfect world, we cover some more right over 3. And hopefully it closes down here. We want it to close down here. We want it to close under VWAP, close weak on the day. And then on Monday, we look for a first red day and short some more. So we'll see. I kind of want to add in to my short again right here in the 330s. Looking very, very bearish, actually. I do want to add in. And I think I'm going to, actually. I'm going to add in more at 335. Go. Got it at 335. So shorted some more there at 335 in that little bounce. And the reason why I've been covering I've been selecting different lots that I want to cover, because I shorted some up here. I haven't covered these shares way up here yet. I was covering the ones where I was shorting at. I shorted some into this bounce right here, so I covered those shares. I covered some of the shares from the 360s. I had one good entry at 368 where it barely had the order in, it barely got filled. So that was nice. So I'm covering my shares that are where I'm not making as much money, but if it squeezes and comes back, I'm not going to lose as much. Plus, the further it goes down, I may swing these shares from way up here. Hopefully, I can make like $1 a share, and if we get a first red day on Monday, then I'll cover those shares way down low and I'll make a lot more. So maximize my gains. And SRNE is looking kind of attractive now. Starting to come back. Look at that. Put in that bottom at 450. It's holding up. So maybe this one will squeeze. Let's look at the float. SRNE, SRNE. Wow, 127 million in the float. So the squeeze potential on SRNE is not that great. This thing is gonna. I remember I was trying to trade this one not too long ago. I was trying to buy the breakout one day over 3. Was it 3? It was 3. See it consolidated here. And I remember I think it was right here on this day. I tried to buy the breakout, and then the breakout it failed. It didn't break out that day. Right here at this day, because it broke out midday, and I tried to buy the breakout over 3, thinking it would squeeze and get over previous day's highs, and it didn't do anything that day. And then the next day it squeezed up really high. So that was kind of annoying, because I was just a little bit early on the trade, and I could have made some nice cash. How do you pick the shares to cover with E-Trade? Okay, so what you got to do is you can't do it from the E-Trade Pro platform, which that's what we're looking at right now, is we're looking at E-Trade Pro. So this is primarily where, this is where my level 2's at. This is where all my charts are at, my watch list. I can see my open positions, but if you go into the website, etrade.com, and you open your account, sign into your account from there, and then you just go to your portfolios. And when you see your portfolios, then you click on the one that you want to trade. So I'm going to actually do it right now. I'll get an order to cover some. Let me pull back up TRIL. So we go to, we'll see if we can cover some into this wash down here. So I'm going to put an order out at, say, 305. So we pull up TRIL. You get your order ticket ready, buy to cover, 1,000 shares. Limit order, I want it at 305. Now, this part where it says preview, you click preview, then you scroll down just a little bit. It's above place order. It's above the cancel order and change order. It says select lots. Where it says select lots, then you can pick what shares you want to cover at what prices. So I'll cover 500 at 334. And you type in however you want. You can see what prices you got executed at on all of them. There we go. And then place order. And as soon as you just click place order, then you'll see the live order on your E-Trade Pro. So right now, it's holding up over 330. If I don't get continuation of a flush, because I got those shares to cover that I got at 335. If it doesn't keep breaking down right now, I'm just gonna cover those, so I don't go underwater at all on them, on those shares. So it's kind of like I'm in a little mini trade. We'll risk 337, and if it keeps going higher, then we'll maybe short some a little higher. We'll see. So that's how you do that. Yeah, no problem. Sykes had a webinar this morning. CPAH bull flag. Yeah, if you look at it from a 5-minute chart, it definitely is a bull flag. That's why I would have been covering down on the 220s. Yeah, bull flag for sure. Let's look at it real quick. Look at it from a 5-minute chart. It's super, super clean looking. Look at that. Bull flag. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a bull flag. Spikes up, and it kind of coils and comes to a point, and then it'll pick a direction. A lot of times you'll see them. You'll see this exact same setup, and then you see it fire back up, and but right now it looks like it's gonna be a bull trap. Is that a bull trap? You think it's a bull flag, and then it ends up being a bull trap? Maybe. This thing could squeeze higher. I think at the end of the day it fails, but right now we're still in the AM. We're still in the morning. All it needs is a little volume. So there's the 5-minute chart for TRIL. Starting to get a little bit of a flush. So it's been a gradual downtrend ever since this morning. So I've just been shorting into these pops. I covered some down there, shorted into pops. Covered some there, shorted in this pop. Covered some here, and then reshorted into this pop. So we'll see how much further it can go down. There we go, 325, 326. See how 325 holds. Sooner or later, it's probably going to put in a higher low. And this might be it. I don't know. Yeah, it's popping through. A lot of sellers on the level 2. Tons of sellers at 325. There it goes. Flushes down to the low 320s. Yeah, CPAH, that looked like it's looking like it was a bull trap. And there we go. Let's see 310. Let's see, the low of this candle was 314, so I'd like to see 310. Be nice to see 310. Come on, come on. So for any of you that I highly recommend watching, getting on YouTube and watching Investors Underground's Sunday Scan watch list. Does anybody out there watch his Sunday Scan on YouTube on every Sunday, where he goes over his Nate Mashad? He's a really great trader. He's fantastic. Where he goes over his watch list for the week, and he talks about his take on him, what he thinks about him. He's got a real good insight. So there we go. 318, 319. Is it going to break 314? 317. Let's go. Let's go. I got to order in at 310. I don't think it's going to get there, though. I don't think it's going to get there. Looks like it's holding up. It's getting bought up right now. Okay, I'm covering some right there. Covered some at 320. It's getting bought up. I'm watching the level 2. It's getting bought up. Never heard of him. Yeah, go to Investors Underground on YouTube. And every Sunday he puts out the Sunday Scan. He basically runs a service like Tim Sykes. He has a chat room. And I'm probably one day I'm going to subscribe just to his chat room, because I know that if you subscribe to his chat room, he puts out daily content. He goes over different trades, and he talks about his different trades that he's in into more depth. And I think in my opinion, I think he's a much better trader than Sykes. I think Tim Grattani also learned a lot from him, picked up a lot of his style from him. Yes, it's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah. Investors Underground, Nate Mashad. Every Sunday he puts out the Sunday Scan. You got to check that out. I always watch it. He gets you, and there's so many tickers and there's so much stuff to watch. He gets you familiar and puts some stuff on your radar that you might not have thought of. Sometimes I watch a little bit of Ross Cameron's from Warrior Trading, but his style of trading, I don't like the way he trades. It's not really. He kind of just right at the market open. He's just buying, selling. He kind of scalps stuff for like just 5 and 10 cents, and he takes huge size. He'll just take 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, and just scalp it for 5 cents, 10 cents. So but a lot of the stuff though he says, though, he's got a good psychology behind it. Look, that was a good cover right there. That was an excellent cover into that. So now put in a higher low. So we'll see what it does. Now I think I'm probably going to use VWAP as my new risk. If it gets over VWAP, gets over 350, I'll probably put in a stop loss in there and get out 100%. Because the last thing I need, look at the support. In the low threes, this thing has a ton and ton of support. So, anyways, that's the plan for me. Henry's going to be back on Monday with his optimistic ass. thinking everything's gonna go fucking. If Henry would have saw the CPAH, he would be all over it, thinking that it's gonna fucking go to the moon. He would have been all over this TRIL yesterday if he would have been trading yesterday. He would have fucking killed it. I know he would have. He likes to buy into strength. So, SRNE kind of curling and rounding up a little bit. TRIL trying to come back a little bit. So we'll just keep this on watch. But yeah, if it gets over VWAP, I'm probably going to cover the rest of my shares and then be done with it until Monday. But ideally, once again, we want to close down here in the low threes and then look for a first red day on Monday. And I will be back on Monday. I definitely will be back. I need... Henry's been really good for me because of the... Because I'm so cynical and short biased that I need somebody that's on the opposite side. I remember when we first started trading together, I could tell whenever I would short something that he was long. I could tell in his voice he used to get pissed. He used to get mad. Like, why are you against me? And I'm like, bro, it's not personal, man. It's just a difference in opinions. I could tell he would get mad about it. But now he doesn't really get mad. But it's kind of fun though, whenever I'm short, he's long, and then whenever say it doesn't go down, it doesn't go his way, it's kind of a feeling like, I told you so. I was right, but then the next day we'll get in, same thing will happen, and this time I'll get the shit squeezed out of me, and he's kind of like, I told you so. So anyways, boys, thanks for stopping in. Check out the Sunday scan. I'll be back on Monday if you're available. Check in and say hi. I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff to trade on Monday. Oh, look at that. We might get some rejection down there after all. Anyways, thanks you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to sign out right now. Peace out. Later. See you Monday.